Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy to see all of you here.
Good morning po, ma'am.
Good
Okay,
morning po.
Good morning.
Good morning po, ma'am.
Morning po, ma'am.
good morning. Good to hear you this morning. I hope that you have eaten your breakfast already. And anyway, it's already 11 a.m. So it's soon going to be our lunch, and I hope we can finish this early. And for those who are watching or live streaming in our YouTube, I hope that you would stay tuned and finish the whole class today. So I'm having this live streaming today because our class is only up today. Thursday and Friday, we do not have class, so I wanted to have our lesson today recorded so that if your classmates would not be able to join with us today, because if they have their other class, they may go back on this lesson and then they can study still. So I think we're ready to start with our lesson. But before that, we need to ask guidance from the Lord. May we may start in prayer first. Can I have Sean, can you please lead the prayer? You may just read on the screen.
I will leave the prayer, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, Sean.
I will lead the prayer.
Yes.
In the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear Almighty Father in heaven, we thank you for giving us a wonderful day, for an opportunity to learn today. We pray for your wisdom and guidance as we strive to better ourselves through seeking knowledge. May you bless us with your grace and love. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. In the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. All right. So I think we're now ready. Okay, before we will start with our main lesson today, let's recall of our previous lesson. This is module 5. Okay, now this is a definition of what we have studied the last time. And based on this definition, can we tell me whether it is described as A, B, C, or D? Can I see hands? I'd like you to raise your hand instead of me calling you. That would be more, that would be better other than me calling out your name. So first one, can I ask Carla? But since I do not see any hands raising. Carla, can you please read the first definition and tell me what does it define?
It is the topic sentence or the main idea of the paragraph. The answer is B.
Is that a question or is it your?
The answer is B.
Okay, perfect. That is general statement. Other term for general statement would be your main idea. So this is the main topic that the paragraph is talking about, or the article is talking about. Let's go for second definition. If you're not going to raise your hand, I'm just gonna call you. Okay, Mark Jeremy. Mark, can you please read the definition and then choose which do you think is the correct answer? Mark?
They are a specific set of information for the topic sentence.
And what would it be? What is your answer, Mark? They are a set of information for the topic sentence, meaning to say these are the details of the general statement or the main idea.
C. Conviction.
Conviction. Do you remember our topic about conviction? Conviction, this is something that you believe, and what you believe, you are sure of that it is a fact. That is a conviction, right? So these are information that would give details to your main idea or to your general statement. What do you call it? That answer? You know, I encourage those who are live streaming right now that you can give your answer. I see here Carilina Nolasco says letter G. Yes, Mariel.
They are specific set of information for the topic sentence. A. Textual evidence.
Almost textual evidence. I want a perfect answer. Yes, they could be your evidence, but the main definition here is it gives specific details to your main idea, to your general statement. Aaron Paul Bustamante says general statement. For those of you in the live streaming, kindly indicate the sentence. What is it? What letter you are answering? Okay, it could be any other answer. So we only have one more choice left that has not been mentioned. Okay, set of specific information that would give information to your main idea or general statement is what we call supporting sentences. Okay, let's see what's the answer in the chat box. Okay, Rupert and Erica, sorry, Eric, D. D, question mark, and Rupert says, I think the answer is D. Okay, so final answer, yes, final answer is letter D, supporting sentences. So you have this specific set of information for the topic sentence. So meaning to say it gives details to your general statement. This is just general. A general statement needs specific details. All right, so the last one. Can I ask Krisha Lay, can you read the last definition and then give your answer? Yes, Krisha. I hope when your name is called, you can respond immediately so that we can move on to our topic. Yes, Carla.
It is the information in the passage, a selection or text that helps in supporting the answer. The answer is A, textual evidence.
Yes, textual evidence. Now, your textual evidence can be your supporting sentences, but you have to be careful with the definition. Yes, a supporting sentences can also be your textual evidence if you are looking for the answer. But the main purpose of the supporting sentence is really to give information or details to your general statement. All right, perfect. So this is your a lesson the last time, but I want you to remember this because this is a skill that you can use when you are reading. You can pinpoint where is the general statement, where is the supporting details, and where is the textual evidence that would support your answer. The textual evidence could give you strength and validation that your answer is correct. Now let's test your ability to read and find, I'm sorry, I did not share the answer. Okay, be a detective. Sorry. This is just a short passage and the question is just very simple, but what I want you to exercise here is your ability to process what you are reading and your ability to go back to where you are reading to cite your textual evidence. And of course, when you find your answer, okay, when you read the questions, do not just answer the question randomly, but you have to go back to the text. This is what we call citing textual evidence. Okay, can I see a hand who would volunteer to read the short passage? Somebody who can read very fast. Carla again? What others? Okay, Enriquez.
What is that noise? Wondered the mouse as he walked in the jungle. He had heard it a few times already for the past few minutes. It sounded like thunder to him, but the sky was too clear for it to start raining. Out of curiosity, he headed in the direction of the noise. What he saw almost made him run for his life. A lion was sprawled right in the middle of the clearing, strangely tough. The lion was just lying there, doing absolutely nothing. Then it gave a terrifying roar that made the mouse jump out of his cave. So that's where the noise is coming from, said the mouse to himself. He crept forward cautiously. When he saw that he wasn't in any danger, he boldly went forward and started working on the net holding the lion in. The lion sat quietly as the mouse worked. A big hole was there. A few minutes, the lion crept out of it in embarrassment and thanked the mouse. It lopped away quickly and the mouse went on its way.
Okay, thank you. Now let's answer this short passage, the questions. There's only 1 to 4. Number 1, who would like to answer? Raise your hand. Yes, Sean.
The mouse wanted to run for his life because a lion was sprawled right in the middle of the clearing.
Okay, that's a correct answer. The mouse really, at the sight of the lion, was so afraid, so he wanted to run. But there is something going on with the lion. You can answer number 2. The mouse found out that it was not as scary as it looked. Okay, question number 2. Let's do this quickly. This is just a reading exercise. May I ask Geraldine Mabanan, can you read question number 2?
Why was the lion not moving?
Question number 2, read aloud, Geraldine. One more time.
Why was the lion not moving?
Okay, do you have your answer? Anyone? I also, if you cannot speak on the mic, you can share your answer in the chat box. Okay, why was the lion not moving? So the mouse was so scared of the lion, but something's going on with the lion. Where can you find that answer? No textual evidence. You have to go back and look for the answer. Why was the lion not moving? What's going on? What's happening? Yes, Mariel.
Because the lion was trapped.
Okay, so you can answer this way to make your sentence better. The lion was not moving. Okay, can you say it one more time, Mariel?
The lion was not moving because he was trapped.
Yes, he was trapped in a net. Okay, let's go to number 3. Mariel again. How about the others? Ruford, read number 3 question and then answer it also.
How did the mouse help the lion?
Mhm. How did the mouse help the lion? Imagine a mouse helping a lion. A lion is the king of the jungle. How did he or how did the mouse help the lion? You have your answer, Ruford? Yes, Eric?
The mouse bite the rope until it breaks and the lion freely ran away from the hunters.
Okay, very good. That's a perfect answer. Now, number 4. So if you remember in our discussion the last time, that when you cite the textual evidence, it does not have to be, or the text, it does not have to be word for word from the text. Sometimes it is just implied, but you can, when you cite the textual evidence, you process it, you look for what is being implied, even though it is not mentioned. The word is not exactly mentioned, but you can analyze it. That's the way how to cite a textual evidence. So question number 4, who can answer this one? It's not mentioned, but you can analyze it. So question number 4, why was the lion embarrassed? Should he be embarrassed that someone is helping him, like helping the lion? He's the king of the jungle. Even if just at the sight of him could make any animal shiver in fear. Yes, Carla.
The lion is embarrassed because he is helpless and needed the help of a small creature like a rat.
Okay, yes, perfect. That's a good answer. So although the word embarrassed there is not mentioned, but you can analyze that for someone who is so powerful, yet it is being helped by a tiny animal, a mouse. Okay, perfect. So that's how you go back to the text in order for you to have a perfect answer. You do not just make a guess, you go back. Now let's start with our main lesson. So what will you learn today, or what do you expect after the end of this lesson? After finishing this lesson, there should be something that you are able to do during our discussion. Can I ask Gabriel Ramirez, can you please read? Gabriel? Or anyone? I want you to raise your hand. Yes, Eric.
What will I learn today? Note specific details of the text read. Determine the main message conveyed in the material and relate the lesson in real life experiences.
All right. Or should we read this as determine? So these are the things that I'm expecting you that you can do during our lesson, of course, and after our lesson, this should give you satisfaction that the whole time that you are in the class, you were able to achieve what is expected of you today. Right, so let's start with a vocabulary building. These are the words that we can find in our text that we're going to discuss. So there are 4 boxes below containing 4 words each. Now cross out the word that does not belong to the group. So meaning to say the 3 words are synonyms. When you say synonyms, they have different meaning. And the one that does not belong to the group is the opposite word, and the opposite word is called, what we call a word that is opposite in meaning, if you remember. Yes, Carla?
Antonyms.
Yes, very good. It's an antonym. So this is more on exercises of antonyms and synonyms. Number 1, who would like to read set number 1 and then choose which word does not belong to the group? So let's make this quickly because we have a lot of topic to discuss. Dustin, can you read Dustin set number 1 and choose your answer? Which do you think does not belong to the group? Also, on students in the live stream or live chat, you can give also your answer. I would love to read your answers. I'll be reading your answers, of course. Where is Dustin? Dustin, unmute your mic, please. Andre already gave his answer in the chat box, but I want somebody to read. Zaid, unmute your mic and read set number 1. You know, our time is spent on waiting for people to respond. If you are here in Zoom, yes, Chad, Tiliada.
Directions. There are 4 boxes below containing 4 words. Each pick out the word that does not belong to the group.
Okay, set 1. Chad, can you read?
Set 1. A. Robust. B. Sturdy. C. Strong. D. Weak.
Okay, thank you. So what word does not belong there? Robust, sturdy, strong, weak? Can you give your answer, Chad?
Sturdy.
Sturdy. Sturdy has the same meaning with robust and strong. So the correct answer is, let me read the answer here. Andre say D, weak, and CP say weak. Yes, the perfect answer is, ta-da! Okay, weak. Robust, sturdy, strong, they are synonyms, same meaning. So the opposite of that is weak. So weak does not belong to the group. All right, Andre, do set number 2.
A bends, B stands, C bows, D yields, B stands.
Okay, the correct answer is stands. Oh, I give the answer in set number 3. Bends, bows, yields. They have the same meaning, and the one that does not belong is stands. Okay, good job. Let's do number. Okay, let me read the answer in YouTube Live. Aaron Paul Basamante answer set 1 is weak. Aaron also give the answer. And Carolina, number 2, letter B. Okay, they get a correct answer. Good job. Let's do set number 3. Carla again. How about the others, please? I want others to raise their hand. Jade Paulo. Jade, do number 3, set number 3, Jade. Jade is not responding. Yes, CT. Do set number 3, CT.
A. Comparate. B. Protest. C. Embrace. D. Welcome.
What's the correct answer?
D. Welcome.
Welcome. Okay, we read letter C, embrace. Like embrace, you hug somebody. Okay, cooperate, protest, embrace, welcome. The perfect answer would be, let's read it. Naomi, can you please mute your mic, dear? Cooperate, embrace, welcome. These are synonym words. The perfect answer would be protest. So let's see who got the correct answer here. Charlene Gale in YouTube. Letter B is the correct answer. Perfect. Thank you for giving your answer. All right, let's go now to set number. Okay, Cyrene and Eric got also the correct answer in the chat box. Let's see set number 4. Last one. Yes, Rupert.
A. Rude. B. Cruel. C. Relentless. D. Kind. The answer is D. Kind.
Kind. All right. Rude, cruel, relentless. They have the same meaning. Okay, the correct answer is, of course, already mentioned, kind. Let me just erase this. I accidentally drew something on the. Let's just enable this one. Give me a minute. I need to disable this writing because I see. I'm not going to disable this. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's go to getting to know the author of Pliant Like a Bamboo. I'm not going to discuss the very detail of Ismail Malyari, but let's just read who he is so that you would know. Can I ask somebody to read the information about our author? Yes, Carla.
Malari is one of the earliest of Filipino writers who writes works in English. He was known as an essayist and is one of the leading literary and art critic in the Philippines. He is from Malabon, Rizal province. He studied at the Philippine Normal University in Manila. He studied English education and library science in the University of Wisconsin in the USA. Malari worked for the United Nations Educational Scientific and Cultural Organization, also known as UNESCO, in Manila.
Okay, thank you, Carla. So this is the information about the author. He is a famous essayist. He is a good writer. And he studied in Philippine Normal University. You know where that is. That's just after our school. Okay, so now you will have a brief idea who Malyari is. Why? He is always focus on writing about Filipino, promoting our identity, and hence he wrote Pliant like the bamboo. Okay, so earlier and yesterday I asked you to watch Pliant like a bamboo, watch and read along so that you can also participate in the discussion. Now, this would be my assessment to you, whether you have understood what you are reading, whether you are able to apply the reading skills that I taught you about getting the supporting details, getting the main idea, and then know when or how to cite textual evidence to prove your answer is correct. So this is a sort of an assessment to you. All right. So to test your understanding of the text that you have read, the Pliant like the bamboo, let's answer here true or false. Each statement, whether you can recall if this statement is true or false. Number one. Yes, report.
Number one, Filipinos cannot be compared to anything. False.
Okay, why? Why do you say it's false? You should base it on the text, okay? We're not talking about the general statement about Filipinos. Why do you say it is false? The Filipinos cannot be compared to anything. In Pliant like a bamboo, what does it say there? Yes. Yes. You can give me the answer. This is from the title itself. You can even give your correct answer. Yes, Rufort, your answer is correct. That the Filipino, your answer is correct. You said false, but I want to test whether, why did you come up with this answer false? Carla, you're raising your hand.
Because they are unique and uncomparable.
Unique and comparable. But I want it from the text that we are reading. Pliant like a bamboo. The Filipinos cannot be compared to anything. This is based on the writings of Ivy Malyari. Ivy Malyari compares Filipinos. Does he compare Filipino to something or does he not in the text? Carla again? How about Rupert? You gave the answer false. Your answer, Rupert, is correct. But I want you to give me your proof. Remember, citing textual evidence. That is a reading skill. Yes, Carla, one more time.
According to Malari, the Filipinos can be compared to bamboos.
Perfect. That is a perfect answer. That's what I'm calling, that's what I'm telling you, that your answer must be based on text that we are reading. So the Filipinos cannot be compared to anything. Of course, this is false. False, because Ivy Malyari compared the Filipinos to a bamboo tree. Okay, number 2. Eric.
The Filipinos bend in sway just like the bamboo when there are problems but remain standing after. True po.
Okay, the correct answer is true. Like Malyari said, that Filipinos are like the bamboo tree, and the characteristic of a bamboo, it sways wherever the wind blows. Number 3, let's do this quickly. Miguel, Yuri, read
Mom,
number 3.
number 3, the Filipino are submissive but know when to act or fight.
This is your answer. Submissive is somebody who submit, from the word submit, but knows when to fight. This is according to
True.
Malyari. Yes, the correct answer is true. Let me see who answered here. Okay, Castillo, Aaron, Ira, and okay, thank you for your answer in the live stream. Okay, Sean, let's do number 4.
They never learn to fight for their freedom.
Based on
False.
Malyari, the Filipino fight for their freedom. They never learn or they learn?
False.
Okay, the correct answer is false. Perfect. Let's go for number 5. Who should I call? From Mabini. Yes, Wayne.
They are dependent on other races. False po, ma'am.
Yes, perfect. False. They are dependent on the other races. They can be submissive, but they could be submissive, but they know when to fight. So they are not totally dependent on the other races. Okay, let's go for number RV. Your mic is already open, so kindly participate now. Your mic is already open, RV. Read number 6. Stabilio, Arvin, your mic is already open. Can you read number 6? Okay. I'll mute you then. Yes, Carla, number 6. Then CP would go number 7.
The Filipinos were once ruled by foreign conquistors. The answer is true.
Yes, true. And who are these foreign conquerors according to Malyari that he mentioned in Pliant like the bamboo?
The Japanese, the Americans, and the Spaniards.
Very good. Okay, CP, let's go for number 7.
They are easily influenced by other people. True?
Yes, true. In fact, even now we are easily influenced by other people. Yes, Mark, Jeremy. Then Eric would go number 9.
They are friendly and good communicators. True.
Yes, true. Not just our forefathers who are good communicators, we are also good communicators. English is not our first language, but we can speak English. And some of you are even learning Korean because you love Korean. You are armies, you are BTS fan, right? Other K-pop artists, you can speak Korean. And for those who loved anime, you can speak a little Japanese. So we are good communicators. Okay, number 9, yes, Eric.
They can easily adjust to their community and environment. True po.
Yes, they can adjust to their community and environment. In fact, our OFW, our unsung heroes, they are everywhere in the parts of the world and they can adjust easily. So the answer is true. Let's go for the last one, number 10. Thank you, Aaron, Bustamante, Ira, Castillo, who are very active in live stream. Okay, Eric, again, Eric? What about the others? Can I call Ira? Ira Jane McKeeling has a really good voice in the panel discussion. I've seen the presentation. Good job for those who have submitted their panel discussion. I truly appreciate the effort that you gave. Ira Jane, can you please answer number 10?
The essay gave us the idea that Filipino identity is the product of the influences of other races. True.
Okay, perfect. The answer is true. This is actually one of the focus of Ivy Malyari's Pliant Like the Bamboo. He discusses there that our identity is as a Filipino is a product of the influences of the Japanese, the Spaniards, and the Americans. All right, perfect. So you get all the got correct answer. Now, like I said, that Ivy Malyari really discussed about the traits of Filipinos, the identity of the Filipinos in his writing, Pliant Like the Bamboo. Okay, so identify what character traits of Filipinos is shown with the following sentences taken from the text, and you may choose your answer here. So these are all excerpts from the story. Okay, number 1. Can I ask Ariel Yaneza. Unmute your mic, Ariel Yaneza, and read number 1. And then choose what character traits it portrays. Yaneza is not responding. How about Francis? Francis Arsin, Francis M. Go, Francis. Unmute your mic. Read number 1. Our time is spent on calling somebody and does not respond immediately. Okay, so I might just call somebody who's raising their hand. Okay, Sean, number 1. Eric would go number 2. And then Meryl would go number 3. Okay, go, Sean.
Number 1, the mango tree stood fast. It would not yield. Character traits is
like even if it's already hurting, it would not tell to the people, okay, I'm struggling here, I would not yield. What attitude do you have if you are like that? Even if you're hurting, you're stood fast and you would not yield, you would not let people know what you are going through. What character trait is that, Sean?
strong.
What's the answer? Andre, why do you answer Spaniards? What question you are answering, Andre? Okay. This is prior questions. Okay, what's the answer? You would not yield even if you're hurting. You stood fast. This is the mango tree we're talking.
Strong.
It is
Strong.
strong. Yes, you can be strong. It can be strong, but there is a perfect answer for that. Somebody who would not let people know that he's hurting. He would just stood fast. What is it, Carla? You give the correct answer. Yes, Carla says proud. Ira got the correct answer, proud. Proud, like you don't want people to know what's going on with you, just like the mango tree. Okay, number 2, Eric. Then number 3, Mariel. Number 4 would be Carla.
When finally the wind got tired of blowing, the bamboo tree still stood in all its beauty and grace. Good communicator po.
When you say communicator, it talks about speaking. So that's number 2, speak about like talking about communication. When you say communication, it talks about your ability to speak. So the wind got tired of blowing. Should be the perfect answer. The bamboo tree still stood in all its beauty and grace. Look at me. I'm not, although I was bothered by the wind, but look at me, I'm still standing. Whenever the wind blows, I just go there, and whenever the wind blows here, I'll just go here. What would be the perfect answer? Ira says, too flexible. Let's see what's the answer in the chat box. Indicate the number, please, so that I would know what number you are answering. Yes, number 2. It is strong. See, being strong. Okay, number 3. What did I say?
For the Filipino would welcome any kind of life that the gods would offer him. That is why he is contented and happy and at peace. My answer is humble.
Humble? You know, humble is something that you submit, being submissive. But this one we're talking about, okay, there are a lot of problems, come what may, I am taking this, I'm going to just follow where life, whatever gods would offer me, the gods, and I would just be here contented, happy, and at peace. What would be the perfect answer for that? Okay, whatever it would be, whatever trials, okay, come what may. Yes, Carla.
They're humble.
Humble? You could be humble, but there's a perfect answer for that. Try to analyze what's going on in this sentence. Yes, Mark, Jeremy.
Good communicator.
Good communicator. Like I said, when you say communicate, it talks about your ability to speak well. Yes, Ruford.
Friendly.
Friendly. Is it being friendly? I am friendly with my problems. Can I be friendly with, can you be friendly with the problems coming your way? What does it really mean when, okay, you are good at every situation in your life? Whether it is happiness, whether it is sadness, whether it is sorrow, painful, something funny, you can just easily welcome it. I'm trying to find the perfect answer. Yes, Ligasto and De La Cruz got the correct answer. It is flexible. Why flexible? Because any kind of life that the gods would offer you, like whatever it is, you are able to adjust, you're still contented, happy, and at peace. Okay, so the answer is flexible. Okay, number 4. Who did I say? Is it Carla? I see the same hand of the city. Yes, go city. Ah, I give the correct answer. Yes, city, read.
His voice is soft and he has the gift of language.
Ano lang ako?
What is it?
Good communicator.
Perfect. You know, you've been answering this communicator earlier. But when you say communicator, comes from the word communication, so it pertains to language. You know, it's two-way. Somebody's talking and you are there listening and you are giving your voice. So that is, thank you, good communication. And we go now to number 5. Yes, Miguel, Yuri.
The Filipino learned to bow his head low, to cooperate with the Japanese, friendly.
Friendly, but what do you think? Earlier, we had this in our vocabulary. What do you do when your head is low? When your head
Humble.
it is humble. Okay. You know, to come up, yes, Rupert got the correct answer. When you are going to analyze something, and actually there are answers here, you know, number one could also be strong, right? And number two could also be proud. You know, there are words that can fit with the same description, but all you have to do is analyze it well, because there are words that can be applied to the definition or to the description, but all you have to do is analyze what would be the perfect answer. Okay, so that is again a reading skill. Now let's move along. Now let's go to the discussion. So here is the bamboo tree with all its beauty and grace, smiling, with the wind blew the hardest, when the wind blows here. And look at what the bamboo does. It bends. If the wind blows here, it bends. Okay, question. But I want you to read this first. What time is it now? Students whom I have not heard. Hannah, can you read the description about the bamboo tree? This is an excerpt from Ivy Malyari's Pliant Like a Bamboo. Chloe, Hannah, can you please read the excerpt?
Bamboo tree. The bamboo tree was wiser. It knew it was not as robust as the mango tree, and so every time the wind blew, it bent its head gracefully. It made loud protestation, but let the wind have its way. When finally the wind got tired of blowing, the bamboo tree still stood in all its beauty and grace.
All right, thank you, Hannah. Now, based from this excerpt of Pliant Like the Bamboo, there's a description of the bamboo tree. Question, why is the bamboo wiser? And how did the bamboo survive against the strong wind? Yes, Carla.
Even against the strong wind, he learned to cope.
Okay, that's a good answer. Thank you. Other answer. Other observation based on the characteristic of the bamboo. And why is he wiser? You know, sometimes in life, you don't have to fight. You only need to be wise. You know, think of the situation, and if that situation calls you for this action or for this decision, then you may do so. So why is the bamboo wiser? And how did he survive against a strong wind? Given, look at the bamboo. It's so tiny, so skinny. What can it do against a strong wind? But he used his brain. Okay, any other explanation other than Carlos? Ralian, your mic is already open. Would you like to say something? Any other answer? Where is Zyrene? Zyrene, you've been quiet. Why is the bamboo wiser? Now you can find the answer here in the excerpt. What did he do to survive? Now the answer is already here, and I already taught you how to quote or cite a textual evidence. Anyone? You can just go back and read here. What specific action that the bamboo did to survive the onslaught of the strong wind? Where is, who's raising? Yes, Carla, you want to share more of your answer earlier? Go.
According to Mallory, it bent its head gracefully. It made loud protestations, but let the wind have its way.
Okay, perfect. So that's what we call citing a textual evidence. Although you can add more to that, but pretty much Malyari give the description that finally the wind got tired because he is protesting. There is a loud protestation. He is protesting, just like Filipinos. They are protesting what the conquerors did to them, but because at that time Filipinos are helpless, so they just bend whatever they wanted to do. So just like the bamboo tree, it bent and its head bow gracefully, but then when the wind stops, he is still there. The bamboo is still there. So he is being wise. Now, what does this wind, according to Ivy Malyari's description, Filipinos are compared to the bamboo tree. And how about the wind here? What does it represent in Malyari's Pliant like the bamboo? What is this wind about? What does it represent? If the bamboo tree represents Filipino people, what is this wind? I see a lot of answer here. Let me just read. Ruford says the bamboo used his special trait as an advantage, such as his flexibility. Very good answer, Ruford. But I wish you just say this in the yes, Eric, would you like to read your answer? Eric, it's quite long for me to read, but it's a good answer. Eric, can you please unmute your mic and read your answer in the chat box?
Yes, ma'am. How did the bamboo survive against the strong wind? Because the tall bamboo has to be extremely strong yet. When a storm or hurricane strikes, bamboo doesn't break because as it is tall and strong, it is also flexible and can bend and sway in the wind, absorbing the storm's energy.
Okay, very good. So Eric and Rupert have also good answers as well as Carla. Okay, thank you. Now go back to my question earlier. If the bamboo represents the Filipino people, what is this wind? What does it represent? What does the wind represent? Yes, Carla.
The rich history of the Filipino culture.
Okay, the rich history. If it's a rich history, would it be against the Filipino? Would it be, wind? Imagine it's a wind, strong wind. It could be a typhoon, or it could be something that is destructive. If it's a rich culture, it would not distract Filipinos, right? It would make Filipinos go flourish. Is strong wind has the power to destroy, right? So what is this wind? What does this wind represent? Carla, thank you for your answer. Zyrene, I have not heard from you. You are very quiet. Okay, Ira in the live chat says that it's an enemy. Yes, an enemy. And who are these enemies? According to Ivy Malyari in the Pliant like the bamboo, Pliant like a bamboo. It's an enemy. Yes. Wind has the capacity of destruction. Okay, it can destroy. It was mentioned earlier. Who are these? These are the conquerors. And who are these conquerors? Let me give you a hint. Who are those conquerors who came to our land and tried to control us, owned us? You can remember? Who are those conquerors who landed in our Philippine shore? Carla is raising her hand, but I want others to answer, please. Giancarlo Tubera. Who are these conquerors? Now, the wind here represents those who tried to destroy Filipino people by trying to control them. And the Filipino people fought against our freedom. Who are they? Carlo, Giancarlo. That's what I told you to read before coming to our class. Who is it? You don't remember? Who are those conquerors who came into our land who tried to control us? Ira J. McKilling. What's the answer? Come on. Even if you have not read Pliant like a bamboo, you should know this. You should know our history. Who are those conquerors who tried to control us and even settled here for a few years? Yes, Carla again. Andre, I want Andre to
Spaniard.
answer. You're muted, Andre. Unmuted. Who are those?
Spaniards po, ma'am.
Yes, the Spaniards. Who else?
Americans, Japanese.
Yes, very good. So basically, Ivy Malyari is representing the strong wind who would try to destroy the Filipino people, who would try to control. And the Filipino people are like the bamboo tree. They stood, even if those conquerors were too powerful. But yet, Filipinos are here, and look at us. We have our freedom. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Mark Jeremy, can you please read the description, the excerpt about the mango tree? Mark Jeremy.
Mango tree. The mango tree stood fast. It would not yield. It knew it was strong and sturdy. It would not sway. It was too proud. It was too sure of itself. But finally, its root gave way and it tumbled down.
Okay, now, if there is a bamboo tree and there is a mango tree, basically the stronger between the two would be the mango tree. However, it did not survive against the wind. Question, why didn't the mango tree survive? Okay, what's the answer? Based on the excerpt, what's the answer? What did he do? What did the mango tree do that made him or made it fell to the ground? Enriquez, what is your answer, Muriel? Yes, Ira.
Its root gave away and tumbled down.
Yes, why its root gave away. Yes, that's the ending of the mango tree. But what's the reason why it is being uprooted? Why it gave away against the wind? Yes, Rupert.
Because the mango tree would not sway.
Yes, if there is a strong, this is also science, right? If this is a strong force, this one is the stronger than the other, and you remain really strong. And if it gets struck against you, what would you do? You would not survive because this one is stronger than you if you really stand your ground. So, given the description of Ivy Magliari of the mango tree who did not survive, okay, how should we deal our problems then? Now, the mango tree represents the kind of people. How should we deal our problems? This is now based on our real life experience. Should we not stand? Because what all the mango tree did was stand its ground. I'm not gonna move. I will just stay here. the wind blows the hardest, I would just be here. But eventually, what happened? It got uprooted and it tumbled down. The question, how should we deal our problems? Andre says, try to fight back. I know you are young, but I know how we can solve your problem. So we're going to talk about real problems here. Can we not be like a mango tree? Who would like to answer this? This is just a common observation. Yes, Carla?
A memorable quote from Grey's Anatomy is to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Okay, prepare for the best and hope for, what did you say?
Prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Okay, prepare for the worst. Yes, we should do that. But given on the lesson from what did the mango tree do, how should we deal our problems then? Is it not good to be always standing strong? All did the mango tree was, he just stood up right on his ground and he tried to, according to Andre, fight back. Do you always have to pretend that you are strong? I think the mango tree here is like, of course he knew that the wind is stronger, but he tried to fight back. Any other answer? Can I see in the chat box? Oh, Carla say, be flexible and don't be too full of yourself. Yes, that can be, yes, Carla, that could be a good advice. You know, how should we deal our problems? You can tell, I mean, accept that you have a problem, but you don't have to stand by yourself. You need, who do you need? Okay, if you have a lot of problems, do you really have to deal it on your own? Yes or no?
What's the question again, ma'am?
If you have problems, do you have to be always strong with your own? Sean,
Well, no, ma'am.
why is
If
that?
if you really can't take the problem on your own, you should ask for help rather than acting tough. Like you can do this, but you can't really not.
Very good. Thank you, Sean. Yes. You know, it's okay
Like
to Mhm.
like a mom, for example, like you want to make your parents proud, but you really have to study hard. But sometimes you have to ask for their advice.
Yes, that's an awesome answer, Sean. Okay, it's okay to be strong. It's okay to stand by yourself, but there are times that you need to seek help. Right? Do not be like a mango tree that even though he knew that the wind is much stronger and powerful than him, but he just stood right there. And so the ending was not good for him. Okay, very good. So learn from the mango tree. You don't have to be by yourself. Like an online distance learning, can you survive on your own? Yes or no? Okay, you know, recently you just had your panel discussion. Can you have a panel discussion all by yourself? How difficult was it when your classmates were not participating? Who did the final discussion here? Tell me, what was your experience, Mariel? What was your experience, Mariel, when you just wanted to do all by yourself during the planning of the group? Where's Mariel?
Sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat the question?
Recently, you just had a group project, right? A panel discussion. How difficult was it if you are just all by yourself?
For me, it is super difficult because I'm going to work by myself. I'm going to make a script by myself. It's hard to make script like You're going to research what is it, and it's hard to make your own script like that.
Yes. And of course, you need help, right? For you to have a good presentation. Yes? Yes, Carla. Carla would like to add something.
We focused on the resources that we have rather than those who did not bother to help us. The members helped us a lot, so doing it is not hard.
Okay. Doing is not hard if all of your classmates or part of the group is participating. So that's what we call, you don't have to be, yes, you know you are smart. Yes, you know you can do it, but there are times you need help. Okay. So thank you for your answer. Very good. I'm impressed. Okay, another question is, this is also based from, so we talk now about the struggles of the Filipino people. And I ask somebody to read. Chad Nathaniel, can you please read? This is the excerpt from Pliant Like a Bamboo, and it focuses on the Japanese people. Chad. Where's Chad? Chad has fallen asleep. Yes, Rufort. Rufort, are you muted?
Japan. Then the Japanese came like a storm, like a plague of locusts, like a pestilence, rude, relentless, and cruel. The Filipinos learned to bow his head low to cooperate with the Japanese. The Filipinos had only hate the contempt for the Japanese, but he learned to smile sweetly at them and to thank them gracefully for their benevolence and magnanimity.
Magnanimity. Okay, thank you. Now we talk about our one of the conquerors of the Filipinos, the Japanese. Okay, how are the Japanese being described? Okay, based on the excerpt, how are they being described by Maliari? Okay, let me just read Hannah's answer here. This is a question earlier. It depends if you want to open up to your friends, or friends can ignore you. Your family can say, oh, you're young, you're the one who's giving more. So yeah, it depends. Okay, so that's our Hannah's answer earlier. Let's go back to, yes, Rufort, you may also answer. How are the Japanese being described?
How are the Japanese being described? The Japanese were described to be rude, relentless, and cruel.
Yes, they are rude, relentless, and cruel. So imagine how our forefathers stood up against their rulers. Imagine the difficulties, the challenges they had to face when the Japanese were here trying to control us. In fact, Magliari also likened them to like a storm, like a plague, like a locust, pestilence. You know something, these are all destructive. So there were nothing about the Japanese that, according to Magliari, was something good for them. Okay, and why did the Filipinos treat them with kindness? They were rude, relentless, and cruel. Yet Filipino people treat them with kindness. Why? Should they not hate them and be rude also against them? I want another hand. It's only Rupert giving answer. Eric? Where's Eric? Any other answer? Why, with all the rudeness, the cruelty that the Japanese people have shown, or regardless of the maltreatment that they receive, how, you can ask why our forefathers treat them with kindness. You know, if your classmates slapped you in the face, would you treat him with kindness? This is based on the excerpt. The answer is there. Yes, report again. Then Carla, I'd like to hear your answer.
The
Carla.
Filipinos treated them with kindness to cooperate with the Japanese.
Yes. Why do they have to? Why do they have to? You know, there is a saying, if you can't beat them, what's the next word? If you can't beat them,
You join them.
Yes. Carla.
As the Japanese were significantly stronger, I'm just presuming that they can't beat them, so they just tried, as you said.
Yes. That time there is no, I mean, there would be just death for them if they're going to fight. So, you know, sometimes you learn, be wiser, learn when to fight. You fight when you know you can win. If you're gonna lose, then why end your life sooner? So that time, because you have to, while protesting, make yourself stronger. And when you're strong enough, then you can fight. Okay, so that's a good answer. Okay, one more, and we're gonna end. So I'll read this one. Filipino. The Filipino is like the bamboo tree. He knows that he is not strong. He knows that he is not strong enough to withstand the onslaught of superior forces. And so he yields. He bends his head gracefully with many loud protestations, and he survived. Okay, question. What did the Filipinos do to survive? So based from this reading, I'd like to hear your voice report and Carla, but I want also others to share their answer. Can I hear from Zyrene? What happened to Zyrene? I've been calling Zyrene like 100 times. Zyrene, based on the description of Ivy Malyari about Filipino, what did Filipinos do to survive?
What's the question, ma'am?
What did the Filipinos do to survive? Based on the excerpt of Ivy Malyari's work. We are already over time. I'm sorry. What did the Filipinos do to survive? The answer can be found here. Learn to do a textual, citing a textual evidence of your answer. This is a skill that you need to develop. There's just only a few people here giving their answer. Andre, what did the Filipinos do to survive against the superior forces? Imagine Japanese, Spaniards, the Americans, these are powerful countries. Yet Filipinos were able to survive. What did they do? Yes, Sean.
Ma'am.
Yes, go.
The Filipino yields and bends their heads gracefully with many loud presentations, and they survive.
Very good. Okay, although you can add your answer right after that, okay? So, but since I was just asking to cite a textual evidence, then this is a good evidence. Why did the Filipinos do to survive? So, why is fighting against strong forces not a good idea? I will end on this question. All of you, please, I want you to answer all of this one. I'm gonna call you. Why is fighting against strong forces not a good idea? The superior forces, the Japanese, the Americans, the Spaniards, all of these three countries, our forefathers had to survive. Imagine how many years these people have caused pain. Although they were able to help somehow to progress, to make us progressive, but you know, there's nothing like having to live in your own land without people trying to control you. Even though they're coming here in the Philippines, we're able to give us a rich culture, our literature, and somehow help us to advance. but of course, in the exchange of sufferings of some of our Filipinos. Yes, Carla.
If you do not have enough knowledge and resources, you cannot stand the strong wind.
Very good. Thank you. And another, because I'm going to end this part. Ruford, last question. Why is fighting against strong forces not a good idea? Ruford, and then I'd like to hear Ruford, Eric, Sean, CT, the people who I always hear. Yes, Sean.
Ma'am, why is fighting against strong forces are not a good idea? It is not really a good idea because imagine if your country is really small and you're gonna fight for it, and the enemy you have is really large. For example, ma'am, the Ukraine and the Russia.
Mm-hmm.
The Russia is trying to fight back to get their country a little bit back about Ukraine, but other countries are supporting Ukraine that so Russia cannot fight back for that country.
Okay, very good, Sean. That's a good
Large
observation.
amount and also ma'am, large amount of armies cannot fight one entire country just for it. Like Russia, they may have a lot of army, but other countries can support with many more amount of armies to support Ukraine, so they can be outnumbered.
Okay, that's a brilliant example, you know, that the latest of what is happening going on in our world today. It's really sad when a stronger forces would like to invade a weaker country. Now, I'm not saying that, for example, China is going to invade us, and then okay, China is stronger, so we're not going to fight them because they are stronger. But what I'm saying here is you learn when to fight. Be wiser. Of course, if the stronger forces would control you, you are not just going to embrace it, right? But you have to make yourself stronger first and use your brain when to fight. When is the best time to fight? Of course, we have to defend our
Yes.
country, right? Okay, very good. Some more. Andrew says, because it's not worth it. Andrew's having an, okay, I'm done with life. I'm not gonna fight. Okay, it's still, you have to fight. It's still worth fighting for your freedom. But, you know, yes, it's not worth it if you fight when you are weak. Make yourself stronger. Some more, do we have other idea before we will end this lesson? Titi, would you like to share your idea? Mariel, would you like to share your idea? You can relate it to our everyday life. Let's see the answer here. And this is not worth it if you know you'll lose, right? But sometimes, you know, if there is no way for you to do, if you are cornered, do not just submit, right? Fight back. If you are cornered, if there's no way for you to do, okay? If it's gonna be, if you know that you're gonna lose and there's no way for you to do other than fight, then you have to fight. Okay, Carla, would you like to read your answer, Carla?
Like the Battle of Tirad Pass, we are severely outnumbered, but we managed to still win. Even with our old equipment, the Filipinos stood their ground and did not back out.
Okay, very good. So this is what I'm saying, that if you are cornered and there's no way for you to do other than fight, then fight. If you lose, then lose with be, you know, that you can be proud that you have fought the hardest. And if you lose it in a fashionable way, like you did fight, right? But of course, like I said, make yourself stronger first so that you can win. Now, there is a question that I want you to answer, but since it's already over time, I can just have it posted in the Google Classroom and we can answer that next week, because I do not want you to, you know, to do assignment during Holy Week. I want you to spend time with your family and enjoy the holidays, enjoy the holy season, and don't forget to remember God. Don't forget to thank Him, and don't forget, of course, to stay friends with your enemies. And this Holy Week season, let us enjoy peace and happiness with God and with our family. So these questions, I'm going to post this in the Google Classroom, but you will answer it next week, not for this week. Okay, reminders, go to GCR and answer the task posted for this week. I'm referring to the previous one. Okay, all tasks in the GCR for your third quarter must all be submitted by now for the giving of our final grades. So see you next week. Have a good day for those watching on our YouTube live, participating, giving their answers. Thank you so much. I will end now the live stream, but for you here in Zoom, can you stay for the attendance?